Hey everyone, welcome to another top 10 list. This week's top 10 list is not, no, it is not a top 10, it's a top 20. This week is going to be numbers 20 through 11 in this particular series. Next week I'll do 1 through 10. But what is going to be 11 through 20? These are going to be my top 20 real versus replica notes. I did a real versus replica note thing way back, and well, I've purchased a lot of notes since then, so I should probably upgrade this. I know some of you are very disappointed when I use replicas in my top 10 list, and well, that's because the notes are worth a lot of money. Let's face it, I don't necessarily want to keep these just sitting around the house. I usually like to keep them in my safety deposit box, and when they're in there, I know they're safe. And whenever I want to do a particular video on a particular note, I can go get that note, so that way I don't have to have many thousands of dollars of notes out at any given time. So anyway, turns out I've got about 20 notes that I've got the real and the replica, and let's get started. I do have one honorable mention, so we'll start with my honorable mention. And my honorable mention note is this replica right here. This is a replica of the Confederate States of America $500 note. The replica, of course, has nothing on the back. And I put this as my honorable mention because technically it's not a United States note, it's a Confederate States note. So as far as honorable mention, here it is. That's the replica. That's the real deal. Now, when you look at these, the replicas are pretty good. Now, my note, yes, my note is graded 15, but you can see my note does have this little bit of a stain here. Other than that, my note's pretty good. I'll bring this one up here so you can check it out real quick. It is cut crooked, but these were all hand-cut notes, so that's irrelevant. And of course, it is blank on the back. Once again, though, you can see that stain. It is interesting because you can see the ink coming through the paper from the signatures, which is also reassuring. So yeah, it does have the stained mark on there. But that is the real note. That is the replica. Real versus replica, my honorable mention. So that will, how should I put these? We'll put that there, and we'll put this over here. So honorable mention. All right, number 10 on my list, or sorry, number 20 on the list. Number 20, I've got a replica of a $20 gold certificate. Now, this, of course, is a note that is fairly common, but can still be a triple-digit note, and well, I bought a collection of replica notes, and this happened to be in there. So I will use this one on occasion. And of course, when you compare it to the real deal, they made this one a large size note. The real one is a small size note. Take a peek at that one. $20 1928 gold certificate. That is the real note. So yep, I do have one. The back is very familiar. The only way you'd know it was a gold certificate is by looking at the front. So that is number 20 on my list. Number 19, pulling out a 1918 series of 1918 $1 Federal Reserve banknote. This particular one happens to be from New York. This is my replica of the Flying Eagle. Flying Eagle right there on the back, and compare it side by side to the real thing. One Flying Eagle. Now you'll notice when you zoom in, you can read the date so much clearer here, series of 1918. Everybody always looks and says, oh, it's a 1914. No, it's a series of 1918. We always go by the series on notes. And the $1 Federal Reserve note, there is the Flying Eagle on the back. Very cool note. Like I said, real versus replica. Got them both. So now when you see me hold up this note, you know I've got the real thing as well. That's number 19. Number 18. This is a Treasury note. Now, a Treasury note differs from a gold certificate or a silver certificate because it doesn't specify if it's gold or silver. A Treasury note simply says in coin. So that's what $1 in coin. That's how this was backed. Treasury note, there it is on the back, featuring, of course, Stanton, Secretary of Treasury under Lincoln, and my real deal. There we go. Side by side. The real note. Mine, once again, graded at 15. $1. Everything is pretty much the same. And if I take a peek at the back, you'll see that that is what it is. This one says minor rust. So yeah, I've got that one as well. When you see me bring out this particular, know I've got the real one to back it up. So that is number, what is that, 18. 2019, yep, number 18. Number 17. 17 is an 1899 $2 bill, the mini porthole. Mini porthole note, this is a really cool note. Mine isn't in very good condition, so you'll see me hold this one up instead of mine, because this one you can see all the detail on, you can see the white spaces, you can see Washington on there, you can see everything on this particular one. When I bring out mine, the real one, not quite as nice. Mine is so much darker. You can see it's got creases here, it's got a torn corner there. But I look at the back on this one, once again, you can see it looks like there was tape on it at one point here. Not the greatest note, but that still is, where does it say it? Right there, still is an $18.99 $2 mini porthole. There's still some good color on the two right there, and you can definitely make out who that is there. But yeah, when I am showing notes, it's much easier for me to pull out this one so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. So that is number 17 on my list. Number 16. 2019, where'd it go there? 2019, 18, 17. Yep, number 16. This one is pretty cool. This is the 1922 $10 gold certificate. Large size note like that. That is the front. You can see the back. Very bright color on the back. And this one is almost identical to what I've got. I mean, it is pretty close. In fact, my note is actually whiter, which is cool to say. All the more reason why I don't necessarily want to bring this out, because I want to make sure it stays that way. I flip it over. My back is, you can see that it's got the crease on it there, a little bit of dirt in that crease. So the back on the replica is much cleaner, but my real one, it ain't so bad. Not so bad at all. 1922 $10 gold certificate, real versus replica. Number 15 on the list. Now this one, this is the first $5 bill ever produced. This is from 1862, and this one, my real one, is not quite as nice. My real one has little bits missing here, a little bit missing there. But let's see if I can get it to overlap, and we'll fill in all those pieces just the way they're supposed to be. There we go. That's what it's supposed to look like. And there. Almost perfect. How is that gonna go? Yeah, we'll figure it out. There, something like that. There, now you can't even tell. No, that's the real one there. 1862 $5 note. Looking at the back of this one, you can see everything that's supposed to be on there. Like I said, those bits that are missing kind of detract from the bill, versus this one here where everything is crisp and clear. Doesn't change the fact that I do have the real one. But when it comes to showing stuff, this is just so much easier to point out stuff. So I like to use the replica of that. And when you think of price, much safer to show the replica. So that's number 15. Number 14. Got me my Martha. This is the replica of the Martha Washington $1 silver certificate from 1891. 1891 Martha. And I don't have the 1891. I have the 1886 Martha Washington note. So very similar note, but not quite the same. You can see that mine has the large seal where the replica has the small seal. If we look on the back, you're going to see that mine has the green back where this has more of the white back. So mine is actually better than the replica, because mine is older. The 1891 replica, the 1886 real deal. So yeah, that's my Martha Washington note. That is number 14. Number 13. Bust out the replica, another one from the series of 1918. This is a $2 Federal Reserve banknote. This one happens to be from Boston. This is the Battleship. Features the USS New York on the back. And the real one, right there. This one is from New York. And it also features, of course, the USS New York on the back. It is just neat seeing these two, you know, the replica on top, real one on the bottom. They are very good replicas, I must say. Quite proud of my replicas. That's that on the back, so you can see both of them there. That's pretty cool. That's number 13 on the list. 13 or 12? I think that's number 12. Yep. Number 11. No, number 12. That was 13. This is number 12. Number 12, we're going with my Black Eagle. This is a $1 silver certificate from $18.99, the $1 silver certificate, known as the Black Eagle, compared to my Black Eagle. My Black Eagle is extremely nice. Yeah. So when I show you the replica, I'm probably doing it a disservice because the real one is so much nicer. Take a look at the back. You can see how bright white the paper is here, how this has got kind of a yellowy paper. Yeah, my Black Eagle's in pretty good shape. Not bad for a note that's 122 years old. So yeah, that's number 12 on my list. And finally for this week, number 11, this is the replica of the 1862 $1 bill featuring Salmon P. Chase. And here is the real one. The real one has been graded 35. This one's in really nice shape. Seeing these two side by side is pretty cool as well. Once again, the condition of the original is actually so much better than the replica. The ink is so much darker, so much easier to see everything on. If I flip these over, the back is a little dingy compared to the replica, but everything else is so much darker and much more detailed. So that is number 11, my 1862 $1 legal tender. And that concludes the top, what would that be? The 11 through 20 and one honorable mention. Now, next week I'll come by and I'll finish up. I'll do numbers 10 through number 1, just to continue on this whole replica list like that. So you can see the real versus replica top 20. All right, guys, stay tuned until next week when I finish it off. Thanks for watching. See you then.